Hi everyone, welcome back to XBrainStudio. In the last tutorials, we started working on a professional health poster design, and today we are finishing it up together. By the end of this video, you will have a complete poster you can use, save, and even share online. And if you are new here, don't forget to watch the part 1 first so you can follow along from the very beginning. Welcome back to XBrainStudio. If you are new here, this is part 2 of our health poster design tutorials. Make sure you check out part 1 first, where we started setting up our Photoshop files and begin building up the poster layout. Today, we are going to continue from where we left off, adding more details, refining the design, and making the poster look professional and clean. As always, I'll walk you through the step-by-step so you can follow along and design with me. And don't forget, if you are enjoying these tutorials, hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and most importantly, subscribe so you don't miss the next part in this poster design series. Alright, let's jump right into Photoshop and continue designing our health poster design. Okay, so this is where we stopped at in our previous tutorials. So we'll go ahead and then continue designing. So in this case, let me show you a preview of what we are designing. So we are going to do exact same thing. This is what we started. So now we need to adjust this background so we can have a space over here and can put all those informations here, and then we'll create a background and also give it the full information, or we'll add the text and the other information necessary to complete this flyer. So now, what we need to do now is we need to adjust this background and also this shape so that the polygon tools that we created will be inside this shape. So let's start. Click on the image, which is the background image. So move to your layer, and this is the background image over here. When you click on it, it will automatically select the layer for you. And now we need to select the shape 1 and the shape 2. By doing that, hold the Ctrl key on your keyboard and click on the shape 1 and click on the shape 2. Note that the first one is already selected, which is the background. So now we have 3 layers selected over here. Hit on Ctrl T. This is going to select the shape and also the image. Now, hold Shift on your keyboard and use the mouse to drag the shape downwards. Alright, so when you're done, hit Enter key. And then adjust your image, which is the background over here. So move your mouse pointer to the layer and click on the image, and this will select only the image. Now hit on the Ctrl T and hold Shift and move your image to fit the shape. Alright, so this looks perfect. Now our polygons and other informations are inside the background. We need to adjust the price tag over here. So we want to put it on top of those shapes. So we are going to use the same procedures as we selected those areas. Those shapes and those images. So doing that, click on the shape and it's going to select it on the layer. And now use your mouse, bring it downwards to this section. Click on the text. reduce it a bit so it doesn't look too big. And then also the same. Let me show you how to do both together. How to resize both together. So click on this text over here, which is a G8, and you've seen it's already selected here. And then click on the control and click on the CD, and that's already selected two text in the layer. Tap on the control tap on the control T, and then resize it smaller. Okay, so this okay. So let me look at the previous one. So we do the same thing. So now let's create this shape over here, and then the date, and then also the valid information over here. But before we go, we want to create this white background scene over here. So if you look at what we did, there was no shade of white background over here. So we want to do that so that when we put the text over there, it will look more visible. To create the shade, which is the white background shade that's shown on the previous work, if you want to create that same shade over here, what we need to do is to click on the image here, as seen over here. It's already selected, and then we'll move to the shape tool, but this time we are not using the rectangular tool, so we will use the ellipse tool. And then what you need to do now is to create a layer, and clicking this plus box over here, it's going to create this layer you've seen over here. Yeah, let's name it to shade, so we don't get confused. Shade BG, that's background. And now move your mouse pointer to the shape or the image over here, and then click and drag to create some shape like this. We don't want the shape to be seen this way, so we are going to create a clipping mask, so this shape could only be in the shape 2. So whilst your shape is on top of this image, right click and select clipping mask. And now for us to create that shade, we need to fade this shape that we have already designed. And doing that, move to the property sign and click on the mask icon. This is the mask icon. And then under this section, which is the feather, just move your bar to 6.5 pixels. And now it doesn't look more faded, so let's adjust it a bit. Okay, now what we need to do now is, the shape looks so small, so hold Ctrl T, then adjust or scale it so it looks more bigger. And if you want to stretch it, or if you want to give it a height, you can do that. Using the shift, and it's going to create a shade. It's going to make it something like this. let's adjust it a bit, which is the feather. And then now double click on it, select the off-white color. So let's scale it a bit to look more bigger. Okay, so this looks okay. Now, let's create this shape over here, this rectangular shape. So click on this second shape, which is the shape 1, the red one over here, and create a layer on top of it. Go for your rectangular 2. Create a rectangular shape. Now, we'll have to transform the shape to make this side, this pointed side, a bit curved. So make sure this is turned on over here. This thing, make sure it's already on. If it is this way, meaning it's off. So when you click on it, it's already turned on. And then set figure to 8. Press enter. Alright, so this is okay. I'll change the color to this same red. So let's stretch this shape by holding Ctrl T and then hold your shift and stretch it to the end of your camera or your artboard. Now, what you need to do, let's duplicate this shape. So move to your layer, make sure this shape is selected, and hold Ctrl J. Then on top of this, which is already selected, double click to change the color so you can identify those shapes. Select the dark blue, press on OK. Now resize the shape, or let's stretch it rather. Then let's move it to. So now we are having issue here. This is because this shape is under the first background. That is why when we shift it to the app, it doesn't create an overlay on top of the image. So what we need to do now is go to your layer, select this shape, which is the shape rectangular 2 copied from the first one. Hold, click and hold and move it to the top. All right. So now, what we'll have to do now is, let me open the previous design. So we want to write this test. We want to put this test over here, but then look at the shape over here. It's compared to what we did. We have some red color showing over here, and also this background is different from what we did. So you look at the previous one, I think it's around this section. So let's adjust our shape and let's create a space here so we can put the valid date here. So doing that, what we need to do is click on the shade, which is the shade 2, hold Ctrl T and tilt it a bit. So make it this way. And if you are seeing a white space over here, don't worry. Just scale it a bit so it covers this portion. So we don't see the shape. Let's enter. And now click on the shape 1, which is the red background, and adjust it. Alright, we have issue here because this side is the problem. So we have to stretch this side a bit. So doing that, hold the shape 1 and then the shape 2. Hold the Ctrl T. And then what you do is hold Ctrl and pull this down a bit. Okay. So now we have enough space here where we can put our valid dates information. So click. So move to okay, so click on the shade over here. Create another layer, which is going to be the text, and select your text to the left section over here. Alright, valid date. So we make it a bit smaller. Change the color by double clicking. Select the color from the shape here, or even on the gloves on the image here. This is going to change the color. That's okay. And now all we need to do now is to duplicate this text by holding Ctrl J and move it to the second shape over here. Okay, so come to your layer, hold and drag. Put it at the first. Then change the color. Change the color to white so it can be seen well. Okay. So the font looks elliptic. So let's change this font. Let's look for the Montserrat font. This one. Oh, no, not this one. So this is the Montserrat font. So click on it and then change it from regular to light. Now double click on the text. Let's set a date. So we are setting today's date, which is 27th September 2025. Alright, so when we are done, let's work on this background, this white background. So we want to create a background here. So you see this control bar over here, bring it to the bottom, and where you see the background, click on it and create another layer. I'm going to name this one Vision. So this is going to be a second background. And now let's create a shape using the rectangular tool. So where this shape ended over here, outside the canvas, click and hold to create a shape. Now we are going to use the gradient color for this session. So doing that, at the bottom side where you see the FX, click on it and click on gradient. Now let's change the color. So let's make this side, which is the darker side, let's make it dark blue. So you can click on this color over here, then adjust it more darker, click OK, change the other side to a lighter blue, and adjust it, and press on OK. So now we've created the background. So let me show you the previous one. So this is it. And now what we have to do now is there is some kind of dot vector inside this shape that makes it look more artistic and also it looks professional. So we are going to create this same shape here. So I have the vectors already in the folder. So you can get all those design elements in my GitHub link. It's under the description. So now you click on, which is the background. I'll go over to the folder on my desktop. So the first design, and then this is the dots I'm going to use. So you scale it. Okay, and then let's rotate it. Now, what we need to do is we need to change the color. So, change the color for this. It can't double click because this is not a vector that was created from Photoshop. This was a downloaded vector. So, what you can do is use the FX here and then choose the color overlay and then change it to this green or blue or like the marine color. So you could see it's changing the color, it's making it more lighter. Then click on OK. Position it well. Now, let's create this shape over here so we don't see the end part of our vector. So doing that, on top of this vector that we use, create another layer, go to the shape, select the rectangular tool, and it draws a shape like this. And now change the color to a darker blue. Now we need to create a feather or a fade so you don't see the edge of this shape. So move to property and then click on the max icon, adjust this further. Okay, and then hold Ctrl T, adjust, select so, and Let's make it in a way that you won't see the end point of it. Let's scale it a bit. I think the blue color is too dark, so let me reduce it a bit. Alright, so this one is okay. Okay, so when you're done, now let's put the text inside. So create another layer on the text. Go for the pencil tool or your text tool. Click on it, and that is going to be gifts. So gifts, and change the size of the fonts to 16, and then duplicate this text, put Ctrl J. Use your mouse to drag it downwards. Double click to edit the text. Let's change this text to Voucher. And then let's make this text 30. Oh, 30 looks so big. I think 24 is okay. Okay, let's make it 20. Alright. So what we'll have to do now is we need to change the font. So with the gift font, let me show you the previous one. So the previous one, this was the font we use. This is the script empty bold font. And then this is the Franklin Cortex Diamond font. So we are going to change this to the exact fonts seen over here. So click on the text, and over here move to your character, then search scripts. Scripts, empty bold. Okay, I think this we have the regular, we have Yunior guys. Okay, so select this, the bold regular, and then it's a bit. So 17.35 is okay, which is the size of the text. And now with the second one, we're going to use the Franklin button denim. So you click on the second text over here, and let's search for the Franklin. So this one, I think it's this. Yeah, so let's select this one, and then let's change the size to 24. That's it. I think this one is okay. So let's position this. All right. So now let's create this shape that we've seen over here. So we can have the service, the render, which is the lab, scan, ECG, and this spirometry. So doing that, you're doing it on top of this background. So make sure you click on this background, or you can also send it at the top here, so that all those information will be on top of those vectors or those background. So let's do that now. So you create your layer, you use your shape tool, which is the rectangular tool, create something like this. Now, what we need to do now is, let's adjust the edges, which is the pointed, the four corners. Let's make one side round, and then the other side to somehow circular round somewhere. So doing that, move to the property, and now uncheck this. So now, because we want to make this side a bit curved or round shape, so we're going to change, or we're going to give a figure to this pixel to be 30, and then we'll do it for the upper side too, down to 30. So you can have something like this. This looks really cool. All right, so now what we need to do now is, we get the shape. We'll have to put a text inside, but before that, let's change the color to a darker blue. So let's select this shape here. So we have something like this. No, I think this is okay. Oh, it's not too visible. All right, this one is okay. And then what we need to do now is go to this session, duplicate this text. So doing that, Ctrl J is going to duplicate the text, and then move this text to so the text is below this shape you could see over here. So move it on top, and then bring it this way. Now what we need to do, you need to change the information here. So lab, and then we use this lens scan. Next one is ECG. Then the other one is spirometry. Okay. Now it looks too big than the shape, so change the size, make it 6. Now position it on the shape over here. Let's make the shape a bit bigger so the text can go into it. So doing that, hold Ctrl T in this session, hold Shift, drag it to the bottom a bit, press. Okay, so this is okay. All right, so let's position it well, and then let's create a shadow under this shape to make it more visible. So the FX, drop a shadow, and you can also make it a bit, compare the distance so you don't overshadow the text. Sorry, you don't overshadow the shape. So you change this color by double clicking, and let's select this yellow. And then let's do the same thing. Take this one, we'll leave it white, that is it. And then now let's create a shadow under this text. Yeah, this is okay. Same for the gifts. Alright. Now, let's watch the previous one and let's see where we are now. So this is the previous one. So we've already created this and this and also this. So now we need these informations. And also there's a shadow here, this side. So they're going to use the ellipse tool to create that shadow on top of those point vectors that we used. So click on the background, or you see over here the dot pattern that we used. Create a new layer on top and select the ellipse tool. I'll change the color to this lighter green. Let's make it more lighter. Now move to the max icon. Let's create fade, something like this. Let's make it a bit bigger so it can be seen to create that same shape seen in the previous one. So something like this. Let's check. Something like this. But we will adjust when we put those texts on it. We will do the adjustments. Now we don't have enough space here. I think our design or what we did has consumed almost everything. So now we need to adjust those fonts. And let's see if we can get those final text inside the shape. To do is to do some adjustments. Okay. Okay. We reduce this. Let's see if we can create this text now. So what you need to do is just duplicate this text. Now, the first one is the contacts. So I will put 233, the Ghana code, followed by the number. So you can put any figures there and duplicate. Same thing. So we have three contacts. Then hold these three contacts you've seen over here. So come to your layer, click here, use Shift, click on the third one. It will select the three. Now change the size here to 5. Okay. So now let's bring it put here. I think this one is okay. Now let's duplicate this. Now using the Ctrl J, let's move it to this section. This is going to be the location or the branch. Okay, so branch. So in block letters, so we're going to be branches. branches. Okay, this is the same. I don't want us to have so many layers. So branches, and then so community 2. So this is going to be in small letters. In short form, community 2. So they have another branch. That's Shaima. So you can put any location of your choice. Swa, and then Dodoa. So those are the branches that they have. So this is what I created. So now, you want to create something here to make the text more professional, because the font type we use for this should be separate from this. So by doing that, we want to give this a thicker font, but with same font, just that we are going to change this. We are going to change style here and then make it probably medium or semi-bold without affecting the rest. So doing that, double click on the text and click on this section where the cursor is. Now, click and drag to highlight this section only, and then move to the character text here. It's already at light, so click and choose semi-bold. This is going to make it look this way. Now, what we need to do now is duplicate this text. We'll need to edit this. So what you need to do is click on it, put the cursor at this section so you don't erase everything, and now type location, and move the mouse, use the cursor to this side, and what we will do is, so let's erase this, and then let's put the location. So the location is Tema 89. General Hospital. No hospital road. Okay. So let's get location. So I'll duplicate it for the last time. And then this is going to be the email. So you select this portion only. And then rename it to email. And edit this side to the email. So let's say info at B&D medical lab info at DNG medical lab at gmail.com or at medicallab@gmail.com okay, at gmail.com, and then let's press enter. No, okay, so okay, so I think this one is okay. So So let's duplicate this again. Now we're going to be their web. So move it to the side. Then what you need to do now is double click, change the email to web. Then let's change this. So their web is going to be www dot the engine it's BND medical.com. So let's do some small let's adjust this content so you can create some space. And now change the fonts. Change it from semi-bold to light. So let's adjust this to 4. So this is 4. So let's do it. So select all and then change it to 4. Wow, this is too small. So 4.5. 4.5. All right, 4.5 is okay. Okay. Let's change this to 4.5 also. All right. So let's create a shape here to show some kind of demarcation between the contact and also the other information over here. So we're going to use to create some tiny shape over here. And then make it white. It looks too this. Wow. Okay. Okay, something here. Let me reduce it a bit. Okay. All right. So this is okay. Now we have our WhatsApp contacts here, and then also we have a phone call also here. Now the next thing for us to do now, looking at the previous one, we need to put this vector icon, which is the phone, and also the WhatsApp icon over here. So let's do that now. So in the WhatsApp icon, go into my folder. I have the WhatsApp icon here. Just make it smaller. So to zoom in your artwork or your artwork, just use control and then the plus and minus key. So the plus is going to zoom it, the minus is going to reduce the size for you. And this make it easier for you to design. So now let's change this. Initially, what I did with the previous one, I placed a shape under this, so it could make the sign or the icon more visible. So if we have to do the same thing, you need to resize this. You need to resize the icon to smaller size, like 34 by 34 by 24 pixels. And what we have to do now is get a shape. And doing that, look at go to the layer panel. You see the icon is being selected. So any layer that you see under this, click on it and create a shape or a layer, and then let's create a shape like using the ellipse tool. Hold shift and draw, so you can get the accurate size of the circle. And change the color to white, and then adjust your icon so it can fit onto the shape that you just created. So in this case, I like the green. The previous one I made it black, but the green is super cool, so I like this green. So what we will do now is we are going for the next vector, which is the mobile phone. So bring it to this side, and then I'll adjust it smaller. Okay. So what we'll do now is let's change this color using the color overlay to white. With the previous one, I placed it in a shape that I think that wasn't a good idea. So I prefer to make it this way. It looks more professional and also it looks cool. So in this case, we've already designed. So now let's set the rules. Make sure it touches the border, and then the font to the same. And now let's adjust, or let's position this text closer to this icon. So hold this, select all by holding the shift. So couldn't select this one. So select all and then position them well. Okay, so now let's watch the previous one. Now we need to put the logo here. So you can get a logo of your choice and then put it over there. This was a client project I did, so I don't have the logo with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the logo out of a previous design. Now you can get a logo of your choice and then you fix it over there. So doing that, I'll click on the logo icon, logo shape that we created, which is the logo shape over here. And then I'll look for the design, which is the previous design. Scale it. So I'll show you how to remove or how to take off a logo from a previous work. So I'm going to use this tool, which is a rectangular arcade tool. So I'll click on it and I'll draw something like this. Let me zoom it so you can see. Something like this. As seen, selected, and then right click, I'll select, copy. This is going to copy only this sheet, this side for me. So you can see it has created another layer for me. So I'll delete this one. And I have this shape. Because my background is already white, so it fits. Alright, so now I have my logo over there. Now let's look at the previous one again. So this is the previous design. And I think we've done 90 or already completing this design. So let's go back to our art. So this is our art. This is what we are working on, and this is the previous one. Okay, so now there is some information here on medical record of can't see. It's strictly confidential. So let's put this text below here, and then we are done. Okay, so we'll duplicate this. We go to the bottom here. So this is where we break our first rule. It's not advisable to do it, but because initially you need to have a space here. So we're supposed to change this. Medical card of coffee. Confidential. Let's reduce the size to 5. Okay. So it's supposed to be in the center. Then let's adjust the shade. All right. So let's adjust the price tag a little bit. It looks too big. So select the shape here, and then let's hold Ctrl T. This it a bit smaller. position it right here. Then adjust your text inside so that it will look good. Okay, this one is okay. Now that we are done, the last step is to save and export your flyer. Once you export it, I would love to see your results. Post it on your social media platforms and tag me at @braingraphics or XBrainStudio so I can repost it on my page. If you can't post, you can also send it to me directly through any of my social media handles. And that is it. Our health poster flyer is now complete. But we aren't stopping here. In the next tutorial, we will be designing a voucher ticket for the same poster flyer as we designed previously. It's going to be a front and back design, and I will show you how to set it up step by step. Here's a quick preview of what the voucher will look like. Doesn't that look so exciting? We will be working on this next. So if you find this helpful, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next tutorial. See you in the next one.